Start recording. Okay. So, guys, Richard Stallman must stay. So, to me, it's very, very simple why they want him to go. This guy, Richard Stallman, is a rock. Yeah. Call him fanatic, call him whatever you want, but he's fanatic about your privacy, our privacy, my privacy, his privacy, and that's a freedom fighter. If you just see the interviews from, I think it's a TFR or something, this guy gets impatient with Stallman because Stallman is just not giving in his idea, yeah? They try to manipulate Richard Stallman in so many ways that he's giving in, because this guy is not just a rock. He's standing in everybody's way. They want the world transparent. They want you to think that if you don't have anything to hide, it's okay. If they spy on you, that's okay. You know, yeah, it's all right. You know, no, it's not all right. You just have to, if you think it's all right, just think for one moment. If you have sex with your wife, or the other way around, with your husband and whatever, do you want everybody to that you have a glass house and they can see it? It's nothing you have to hide, right? It's totally legal to do that. But do you want everybody to see that? And do you want everybody to be a witness? That's a question I have to ask you. If you think your privacy has no value, think about that. Do you want everybody to have a look? Is he doing it right? Is it all good like that? Because that is when people say, "Oh yeah, if you have nothing to hide, you don't have to. Don't have the strong privacy." Oh yes, you do. If you sit on a loo, for the North American, in a restroom, the doors have already big gaps, right? But do you want to have them made of glass? I mean, it's nothing. It's not that you do anything criminal, so you really don't have anything to hide, right? But do you want everybody to see you on a loo? I can say for myself, no way. All right. So the way I see it, I mean, if you look back in time, the shadow government which rules the earth, they pulled the plug on TrueCrypt. You know, everybody likes to forget TrueCrypt. TrueCrypt was a really good encryption system, and you could encrypt in encrypting. So if you get blackmailed, tortured, you give a password away and you have a fake system with some secrets. Yeah, so you still go away with the most. And nobody could figure out if it is or it isn't. And if you read their explanation why they give up their project, that was a clear message to all of us. Say, look guys, if something is cooking here, be aware, right? So then, what else? Just look at companies like Microsoft. When they started, even if the first text editor was calling home, and people still give them their trust. How? I mean, it's the same with politicians, you know. If, let's say 100 years ago, if politicians would have lied and been reckless, ruthless as they are today, they wouldn't have lived long enough, or let's say at least they wouldn't stay in power. They would have been taken out. This is it. I mean, doesn't mean you have to kill them, but no more president, right? And I'm not just picking on Trump. I said the world, right? I didn't say the USA. But I mean, Canada has Trudeau. Everybody has his own thing. Ugh. Yeah, I could throw up when I just think of these creatures and what they all do. But on the end, they're just puppets. Somebody's pulling the string in the background. Even with the whole spying thing. If you think a little bit further, let's say people say, oh yeah, the NSA wants the data, or MI5. Guys, this is a dream. Even America with 200 million people or 300 or whatever it is, and let's take China, they have even more people. They can't analyze all the data. If you want to analyze, let's say, if you have a country of 2 billion people, you want to analyze all these people, where does it go to? How many people do you need to analyze this? So you have to have some weird supercomputers running in the background with some good algorithm, and there must be a purpose what they're looking for. One could be checking if the advertisement works. If you see Hollywood and the devil's music industry, they could just see, okay, does our manipulation work? Do people think the brainwashing, does it work the way we want it to work? And Stallman is clearly aware of all these things, and he said, it's none of their business, and I do not want to be manipulated by those guys. And there was an interview with this East Indian guy. Holy moly, did this guy get impatient, but he could not move Richard Stallman. And the best thing is, you could see that Richard Stallman was, how can I say this? The lack of intelligence he met there. It is like, if Richard Stallman talked to that guy, in my opinion, the way it looked like is that Richard Stallman tried to explain a color to a blind. There are just some people, they just don't have the brain capacity, the algorithms, or anything to work out what he says, right? It's the same, I talked about these robot vacuums. If you think random is not predictable, no, random is predictable. That's why they say there's order in chaos. It is just a much bigger picture than somebody going in S forms, back and forward, back and forward. Not saying that I'm the smartest book or the sharpest tool in the box, but the way I see it, Richard Stallman, they want him to go. And it looks like to me, Linus went, right? Would Linus really give up his project? Just think about it. If the Linux kernel is your baby and you enjoy doing it and all that stuff and you take care of it and you maintain it, would you give up your baby like that? It's wonky to me. And now they go for Richard Stallman because he still keeps a project running, and he uses what, how can I say this? The manipulator of the world is using words, freedom software, not open source, freedom. And that has a totally different meaning. Just think about what open source means. That just means everybody can have a look, everybody can use it. But freedom is something very specific, very different, very personal. And to open source, I would take freedom. Oh, Dirk, you're using BSD. Yeah. In a moment. I still use Linux for playing my games and stuff and that. And as you can see, I've got my MX16 running in a virtual box here for things I can't just do in a moment with BSD. And I definitely have a look into Open Indiana. Yes, it's Solaris, and I have to look into these things. And I also have no clue how they do their... That's a nice thing. In Open Indiana, they call it patches. The good old times. We patched software. Now you upgrade them and update them, right? So they do still patches. I just don't know how they do it. And the way it gets developed, it is not a dead project. Don't get that wrong. It's not a dead project. It's running good and strong. They're just very nicely in a good pace to keep that project running, in my opinion. Same what BSD does. So I'm very fond of these things. If Linux wouldn't be in such a trouble, in my opinion, Microsoft infiltrated Linux. It's tick-tock, time is going up. So you can use it as a gaming platform, but not anymore for your privacy or freedom, right? And that's the same thing what Richard Stallman and his team will face, right? Because you see, Microsoft can't beat them and have to join them. Microsoft is the company which called Linux cancer. But people like to forget it, Oh, yeah, we want them to be involved, and the developers, yeah, but they have to work on it. Oh, trust me, Microsoft can't wait to get their hands on it. They can't wait to sit in a security panel of Linux. They can't wait. Trust me, they are super keen to get their hands on. So... what is the purpose? If you don't believe words, if you would just believe deeds, look at the history. What have they done so far? Right? Would you put any trust in this? I would not. Definitely not. 100%. It's foolish, in my opinion, to trust a company with such a track record. And this was a game with words, track record, right? They track everything, they spy everything. Oh no, they call it, we take base samples of your data to make, all for custom purpose. So, no guys, Richard Stallman must stay. The problem here is, if Richard Stallman doesn't get boxed out the normal way, he might just get cancer, got in an accident, private circumstances will force him to give up. For some reason it seems that, so let's say it that way, the shadow government has been told off for killing people too much. So it looks like that they can't use it anymore as the easy resource. Usually, if somebody is in their way, they just have an accident, bam, they're gone. This is it, right? And that happens so often, yeah? And get assassinated, and terrible accident, no, has cancer, and all these things. And then everybody knows that with radiation you can just beam somebody into cancer in no time. However, in my opinion, Richard Stallman is priceless for the Freedom Project, and he must stay, because he is a rock. He is not giving in not even a millimeter, yeah, a tenth of an inch, nothing. He's not giving in. That is his idea. Like what this interviewing guy, he said, what is if you're with 70 people in a boat and they're all drilling a hole, and Stallman says, I get out of the boat, so, which is pretty logical. But let's say, but what if you can't, there's no other boat, you can't get out. Then you're buying time with not drilling with them, right? You're buying time, and you work on them to make them aware before everything is too late. Why do you think people drive electric cars? Because the small number in a moment can't change it. Even having said, there's Norway is selling more electric cars than combustion engines. It's a movement which works slowly but steady. Are cars the real reason for what happens on Earth with the climate change? I doubt it. But whatever we can do to buy us time, let's buy us time until the truth comes out, right? The truth is out. They're just not telling us. We are the minors. We are not supposed to know. They're also super smart. And they're geniuses, right? Yeah, for sure. This world makes me sick. I tell you that. It's disgusting. Yeah, what is going on in this world? My personal feelings by side. That's not possible. Dirk, you're a liar. Yeah, okay. I live in a town where they build a big $1 million project for a company in town. And because I have a Chevrolet Volt, so I've got an electric car. We have one full electric car, and I have a Prius too. So since I got the Prius, we have at least 10 more Priuses running around. It's a small, I would call it town, they call it city here. But it depends where you come from, right? So, and then I said, you know what, guys, why not put a charging station there? Then, yeah, they should pay for it, they rip off the taxpayer. So I wrote back and I said, look, for a full charge, I said, it will cost you 98 cents. I said, do you really think I ripped the taxpayer off? I said, and by the way, I've got my own charger. This is for people, or meant for people, who don't have a house, who can't put their own chargers in, who don't have an opportunity to do that, which still want to save money and do something to buy us time, right? But so I calculated, they say, oh no, no can do, we don't have the money, I'm so sorry. And everybody would believe this rubbish, yeah? But if you put that number in what they spend, you have to go in the promille area. And then you're still behind the dot. 0. whatever promille costs that charging station compared to that building. It's like, no, in this room we have a lamp, but we cannot afford the bulb. Oh, really? This world has become so stupid. The people, what they call themselves a leader, are they really that stupid? Are they under some influence? Are these just NPCs which get their program uploaded every day that they do what they got to do? There's no more brain activity. There's no more thinking, no awareness, no social responsibility. There is no more honor, no dignity. There is just nothing left. There is just... What the heck? Yeah? I mean, I saw that when we grew up, yes, even the ZME Linux had his fights at school. But if somebody says, I surrender, that was the alarm word. That's when we stopped beating them up. That was okay. Good. Now we got it. Sorted. And now people are so afraid that they try to kill people for what? Yeah, I mentioned that in my last video. For a car park? Are you serious? Yeah? So, whatever this Hollywood and the devil's music industry did, just imagine this. They put music videos out. I'm being a gangster, Yeah, there's a poor criminal who's sitting in front of a burning barrel because he doesn't have any money to sit in a hotel room and have a nice coffee. What the heck? Go to work at Tim Hortons or McDonald's, get some money, get a room, build a life, do something. but here, look how cool I am. Oh, it's a bit cold and I'm hungry and I look like shit. Yeah, you do, and you are. You know what I mean? And I'm not judging them all because there are different circumstances, different people get kicked in different areas. As you can see, the social experiment in the moment is, first Muslims are bad, now Christians are bad, black people are bad, red people are bad, yellow people are bad, white people are bad. Oh, is there anything decent right now? And if you look in purifying stuff, they even take the liberty to tell you can't drink clear water. So you can't drink distilled water because there's no contamination in it. Holy moly! Oh man, I mean, honestly, if I would see one of these, I could not take them serious. I would see them like kindergarten. Their kids are 2 or 3 years old. That's all there is. There is no brain activity. There is no further thinking. There is no questioning anything they get told. They just believe and do. And what the heck? I mean, yeah. Maybe I'll make a video and then I can explain what my opinion is, how the whole Mandela effect. And I mean, for me, it's pretty obvious. I might be wrong. I don't care. I might be wrong. What do I know? I don't know everything. What do I know? I have the fragments everybody else has. I'm just pretty good, I think, in putting fragments together. And I might have some fragments other people don't have. So lots of people have questions. I have a very good, very, very, very good theory what's really going on. How, to what end, I have no clue. What do I know? Right? I'm just like everybody else here. I'm living here and I'm watching hell raising and people getting changed. I'm not just saying Mandela effect. It is animals getting smarter than humans now. They use tools which they haven't. It's amazing what's going on, and they are what they call merged reality beings. Yeah, like. I mean, there's so many people coming out. This, what is that guy's name here from Tesla, Where does he come from? He was, come back. I hope my screen is still recording. Yes, it is, I guess. So, yeah. Where did he come from? He was a zero. He didn't exist. And pooh, here he is. And, man. But don't get me started. Yeah, I don't want to get too political because I just have zero interest in politics. I have more interest in social responsibility, protect yourself, guys. Yes, but Dirk, you have Google Home. Yeah, I do, but I'm aware. I'm Richard Stallman aware what I got there. So I use it the way I mentioned in a few videos, right? I mean, I use it for my comfort, being aware that it is listening and doing its thing in the background. So make sure it got the information you want it to have, right? That's how it's going to be. On the other hand, that battle is a long time lost. Everybody has a electronic device like a phone, tablet, anything like that, even in toys. Look, who did that? Mattel? Did they put a wireless device to listen to kids' conversation? If you just spy on your neighbor, you go to prison. This company, if you get caught spying or you're a stalker and you stalk somebody, just say, I wanted to provide very good customer service. I'm working on a business idea. They should let you go because that works for all the other companies, right? So it seems as I mean, I have no clue. In the earlier days, this company would have been closed and this would have been gone and this is it, right? But, I mean, look at Microsoft. Yeah, it's still running. How? And how do people sign up for it? Or how could somebody honestly reading the EULA of Windows 10 and signing it up? And everybody, every company, everybody who says, your data is safe with us. Ooh, you're using Microsoft. You're kidding me. That's the best example of oxymoron. Your data is safe with us. We're using Windows 10. Oh, guys, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. This word is it's not going down the toilet. It's in it. It's flushing through the pipes already. It's any moment it hits the big mess, getting it where everything else is. This is unbelievable what's going on here. Back to Richard Stallman. So this guy is a rock. He didn't get moved. He doesn't want to move, and he has a clear idea of what freedom software stands for. And too many people, they want to twist and tweak around it. Like, let's say the German government. After World War II, the German law book was made that something like the Third Reich cannot happen again. So they tried to put all algorithm smart ideas in to stop people from tinkering around. And then they invented this generation contract, which we call pension, right? And so the pension fund worked just well. The idea of it works well. Nobody would have to worry if we wouldn't have crooked, reckless, criminal politicians at work. Yeah, sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't. So what they did years ago in Germany, they were working on it to get their fingers into the cookie jar of pension money. Because there was so much money and they loved to have that money in their pockets. So now, after many years of bending, twisting, criminal offense, in my opinion, changing the German law book to get their dirty fingers into that cookie jar of pension money, they made it. So then, we all know the story, it happened everywhere, obviously. Oh yeah, no, we cannot, people live longer, we cannot afford giving you a pension for that long, right? No, you have your stinking fingers in the pension money which you shouldn't be touching. There's no way. At least in Germany it was that way. So other countries I can't say because I don't know what ideas they had behind it. But in Germany the money was dedicated until these criminals changed the laws until they got it in. You know, it's like now changing law means making a criminal offense legal, right? This is it. That's what is changing law is, in my opinion. Right, and then they have the circle of offense. They justify why they did it, and with that they're okay because in that moment it's not anymore a criminal offense. Look, they can do it again. Duran. So, guys, that's how I stand up. We have 9:29 in the morning, Central Time. Holy moly! Oh, good, I got some work to do. If I wouldn't have work, guys, I would go crazy. I would go insane. So I'm really happy to go out and help people getting their driving license, teach the kids to stay alive and don't kill each other on the road. So that's what I'm doing, and I love doing it. And I do not want to go in politics. And yeah, I wish Richard Stallman all the best. Don't move, stay the rock. Don't ever give in. Not an inch, nothing. Don't give in. Yeah, and. No, you know, let's say he made a mistake. Okay, all right. How long is he in business? How long is he doing stuff? And making a mistake means usually you stepped into a trap. And if you're that long in business like he is, yeah, he must have stepped in a trap if there was something. Everybody can have a weak moment. But if you see Richard Stallman's track history, he hasn't had many of falling into steps because he's pretty aware. And, you know, it's like, look at YouTube. Oh no, tomorrow is doomsday. The stock, it's stock crashed last Friday and it's going to crash again this Friday. Oh yeah, buy gold and do this and screw you all, you fearmongers. But that's how you make business too, right? You can talk businesses down. You can just start. Oh yeah, look, Microsoft is going bankrupt. Don't buy anymore. Yeah, you lose all your money. Then all of a sudden the stock market. No, we have to take our money out while we still can. That's how it works nowadays. You create a fantasy scenario and then people react on it because it seems that the world gets ruled by fear and then they get manipulated through that. They get manipulated with fear, fame, status symbols which are meaningless, absolutely meaningless. I mean, if I see people running around, like in the music videos, having a big gold chain with a super big plate on it, man, you look ridiculous. You look like not even like a stupid toy. Yeah? Honestly. Honestly. I cannot express what I see when I open my eyes in this world. Obviously, I still can see, and everybody else is blinded or is trying to fit in. Yeah, no. Let me see if I have something here. Talk. Oh, no, it shouldn't be here. It could be here. Not too sure. No, I don't think I have it. Okay, can do. Show it in the next video. I've got lots of things. Oh yeah, that was my idea. This is not my idea. This is what I see is happening with Richard Stallman, and I hope you get protected, because, as I said, they take him out one way or the other. At least they want to. For some reason, it seems there's a rule that they can't kill people anymore as easy as they want to, and that they try to do. And so rules have changed, because there are consequences, right? Yeah, there are consequences. They're coming close. They're very, very close. Very, very close. Much closer than people think. And I want to make a video about it. Not really. But there are things cooking, and if you keep your eyes open, and if you see what you don't see anymore, for example, on YouTube and stuff, then you know what is cooking. There's lots of things which the YouTube or the internet was flooded with, and now you can't find a single thing anymore. How did this happen? Did they all get out of business and thought, oh yeah, we are wrong, we don't show anything anymore like that? Nope, I don't think so. It's either they gotten smart, don't want to be recognized, or they got silenced, one way or the other. So who knows? I'm just happy I can do my work, and that's what I'm mostly interested in. And I play with my computer stuff. And yes, I do want to have my freedom and my privacy. And if I give something up, I try to control it, because we are in it, right? I mean, for me, G5 seems to be a very good evidence. People say it's dangerous. I saw somebody in Florida. He was next to a camouflaged G5 pole. Looked like a palm tree. And all surrounding were dead bees. So obviously this G5 signal is a non-healthy thing for our environment. Guess what? Doesn't matter. It gets set up. This is it. Or was it in New York? They set up weird towers, and people tried to inquire. So, was a tower? That looks weird. What's it going to do? Nobody knows. Nobody tells. You know. No, there's no Homeland Security. There's nothing to do with that. There's something cooking in the background, and they think that's what they think. We are sheep. No, we are a herd of wolves, actually, or lions. And that's why they try to manipulate us so badly, because they can't have control over us. Yeah? Like with the Area 51, you know, as stupid as the idea is. But the guy told the truth. They can't stop all. That's not possible. Yeah, let's see the US. I mean, how many brains are still left in the US Army? So, and if the folk would be running, would they shoot their own people? And how many people against how many million, right? Not saying plan a plot. I'm usually anti-violent. I don't like the idea, and I don't think violence is changing anything. It's the same creatures coming out of the dirt on the back and trying to pull the strings like they always did. You see, it's always the same old. It's not going to change. It's going to change at one point, and I'm looking forward to that. But that's out of our hands. We just have to sit and wait. All right. I hear some noises in my house. Ooh. So if I'm... no, I'm still here. So I cut that video short. Wish you all a splendid day. Enjoy yourself. Think about what privacy really means. It doesn't mean you have nothing to hide. You can be sitting in a glass house. If you want people to sit you on a loo, or taking a bus or shower, or having some intimacy with your partner, or maybe it is something you don't want to share with everybody, right? It's not a criminal activity, but it's nothing you want to share. And that is called privacy and dignity and freedom. So don't give it up. It's the same, I was in a company, I think in England it was, or was it in the US? Somewhere it was. They say, I don't need a break, and union is bad. Guys, for you guys to have a health insurance, have holidays, people died for this. It wasn't that the employers gave that freely. No, they did not want to. People fought for our freedom, literally, and they died and got beaten up and stuff like that, until it couldn't get hold anymore. So don't give up your freedom so easily. Do not. Okay, don't stop, never give up. Don't stop, never give up. Have a good day, guys. I have to call that video off, and I will upload it, and then I can have a quick look, eat something, and then I shoot some people in World of Tanks. And the most crooked game ever. You hypocrite. Yeah, I am, and I'm not. Okay, guys. Have a good day. See you soon. Bye.